Hello everyone, this is a quick video for Module 12, which is where you'll turn in the final draft of your research paper. I was going to do it with a Module 11, but the video got a little bit long as I was trying to explain those two editing assignments. And so by this point, you'll be looking at your final draft. So just as a reminder, you have in Module 11, you submitted your rough draft to the peer edit assignment, and then you responded to the two peers whose papers you were assigned, and then you also submitted to the writing lab. You got their email back, and you then uploaded their comment file to that assignment in Module 11. So you've turned in those, and at that point, so all you did in Module 11 was collect feedback. So now you have feedback from 3 places, and you're ready to create your final draft. So here, just as a reminder, your peer edit comments from the peer edit assignment, hopefully you got both of them back, or if not, at least one, and then the Writing Center comments, and then don't forget I left 2 comments from way back in Module 10, and should have hopefully gotten those to you. Also keep in mind that your annotated bibliography should be graded by this point, which means that you can go back and look particularly at those works cited entries. If you were doing anything wrong with the works cited entries, those need to be corrected for the final draft. So this module, Module 12, is just turning in the final draft. The essay assignment is linked in here again so that you can double check to make sure you have met all of the criteria. So just as a reminder, this criteria is what you're being graded on. So you might as well look through your own essay and make sure you have 8 credible sources. You've only used 1 block quotation. If you have headings, they're only primary headings. They're not a whole bunch of subheadings that you didn't copy any part of your annotated bibliography, that you have a works cited page. All of those things you need to double check and make sure that you do proofread your own essay. It always surprises me the number of students who never look at their own essay, and that's problematic because then you don't know. You'll get points counted off for silly things. I have a link to the Purdue OWL here in case you need to go double check your works cited entries. There's stuff in the Rules for Writers textbook as well. Sometimes using textbooks, though, students don't really know where to go. And so it's harder for them to get through the book. So you can always use the Purdue OWL if you need extra assistance with those citations. I have some sample essays here in case you want to look over them. This first one is actually a research paper on writing research papers, so that might be helpful for you. And then the other ones are just other examples of good student writing. They're not perfect, but they're definitely good examples. Some of them use headers, so you can kind of see what that looks like. Some of them use block quotes, so you can see what that looks like in a paper and that kind of thing. So I encourage you to look through those. And then, of course, the last thing in the module is actually submitting your final draft of your research essay. This one is worth the most points in the class, so it's really important that you submit a quality essay and that you put some effort into finishing that final draft. And then I have the rubric attached here, so going through and making sure that you meet all of the requirements and that you're in the sort of excellent proficient category for everything to make sure that you get a good score on the essay. So this will conclude the research units. And at that point, you can breathe a sigh of relief because the hardest part of the class for most students is over, and you can relax a little bit. We do have, after this point, one more essay. It's a little bit shorter, and then we'll be revising, and then you'll have the final. There is technically an essay as part of the final, but it's not quite the same. So there will be a little bit of writing at the end, but nothing nearly as strenuous as writing this big research paper. So obviously at this point, it's really important that you're paying attention to your grade. If you have any questions about your grade, you need to let me know. If you're having any issues with the assignments, let me know. If you need me to look over anything, definitely send me an email. Hopefully you guys are doing okay. And I hope you have a great week.